Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the B-Dubs Movie Hub. This is Brian here, and I've got 3 movie reviews for you today as we talk about X, Pearl, and MaXXXine, all directed by Ty West and starring Mia Goth. Stay tuned as I let you know my thoughts on these 3 movies. I haven't seen MaXXXine yet, but I'm going to see it tonight, so I figured I would talk about X and Pearl first, and then come back with my review of MaXXXine once I've seen it. I watched X and Pearl just a few weeks ago for the first time. I wanted to get those in so that I can get prepared for MaXXXine, as I'd heard great things about the first 2, and the third one looked really good as well. X is about a group of people in 1979 who rent a farmhouse from an elderly couple to make a porn. So it stars Mia Goth in a dual role, playing both MaXXXine and the elderly Pearl in the movie. Jenna Ortega, Martin Henderson, Brittany Snow, Kid Cudi, and Owen Campbell. They round out this group of people that are there to shoot this movie. The elderly couple have no idea what they're planning to do there. So as the movie goes on, the elderly couple kind of picks up on this, and things just get a little weird and creepy. As the elderly couple find out what they're doing, the cast of characters find themselves kind of fighting for their lives to make it through the night. The movie is really well done, very well acted. Takes place on this farm, so it's got this kind of eerie atmosphere there, as well as like a swampy area. There's a crocodile in it that MaXXXine comes across at one point, unknowingly, actually swimming in the lake. But really well done overall. Ty West did a really good job directing this. Well written. Very creepy. There is some really good kills in this one. A lot of gore, if you like that type of stuff. I'm finding myself more and more really enjoying these types of movies. There's one pretty disturbing scene in it. I will not go into details. If you've seen it, you probably know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, you'll figure it out once you do. But overall, I really liked X. I believe I gave it 5 stars on Letterboxd. Like I said, very good. Mia Goth is really good in this one. In that dual role, like I said, she plays MaXXXine and Pearl. There's some really great makeup done on the character of Pearl to make her look so old and kind of decrepit looking. I kind of expected her to kind of carry the 3 films overall. So I'll get into that with the Pearl review coming up here shortly, and then eventually, hopefully, the same with MaXXXine once I get to see that later on this evening. In Pearl, we go back to 1918 for the origin story, where Mia Goth reprises her role as Pearl and playing a younger version. She's isolated on this farm, taking care of her sick father under the overpowering watch of her mother. Pearl just longs to be a movie star and kind of have this glamorous life, which she's just so far from. Her husband's off to war, so she's missing him. She meets up with this guy who works in a movie theater, so this is kind of where she starts to see how her life could be if she was in the movies. Overall, the movie is really good. The difference here between Pearl and X is kind of how the way it was shot. I had heard that they were going to do Pearl in black and white, but the studio didn't go for it, so they actually did it basically the complete opposite and kind of went with this Technicolor, very vibrant, bright scenery. It was really well done. Mia Goth is amazing in this. She's just the evolution of the character into this like crazy person is just really well done. I know a lot of people thought that she should have gotten some sort of Oscar nomination for this. I can see that. She was really good in this. It's a relatively small cast outside, it's Mia Goth, and then there's the characters played by the mother or the father, and the guy who plays the movie theater worker. But overall, just a really, really good movie. Out of the 2, I do give a slight edge to X. I just thought the story moved a little quicker, and there was little bit more with the gore and the kills in that one. We do get some good ones in Pearl as well. So those are something to be seen if you haven't seen the movie yet. But overall, I did like Pearl. I just give this slight edge to X. I gave Pearl 4.5 stars on Letterboxd here. So overall, two very solid movies. Really excited to see MaXXXine here in a few hours. I will be back with my review for that one as soon as I'm done seeing it. So sit tight and I will be back shortly. All right, I just got back from seeing MaXXXine in the theaters. The synopsis is set against kind of the 1985 Night Stalker murders in LA. MaXXXine is kind of working her way through the adult film industry and is now looking to become kind of a more mainstream actress. She goes on audition for a new horror film. And in the meantime, there's a mysterious figure that is kind of looking into her past, hires a private detective, and kind of her past is now starting to catch up with her. And bodies are starting to turn up. The movie stars once again Mia Goth as MaXXXine. I think if they get a little bit bigger of a budget, as the supporting cast is just a slew of well-known actors and actresses. You got Michelle Monaghan, Elizabeth Debicki, Bobby Cannavale, Giancarlo Esposito. Halsey has a small role in this. And of course, then there's Kevin Bacon. He plays the private detective that is hired to find MaXXXine. Overall, very different than the first two films. And even those were different from each other. I love a good movie set in the 80s, so the music was great. There's a really good soundtrack. Any movie that can play John Parr's Man in Motion, I'm gonna like it. But overall, Mia Goth again, very good in this role. Kevin Bacon is kind of annoying in this one, but again, he's Kevin Bacon. He plays a good part. Elizabeth Debicki, also very good. Michelle Monaghan, Bobby Cannavale, they play the detectives kind of looking into the cases here, and they do a pretty good job in a pretty small role that they have. It's very stylistically different than the first two. It is almost a different genre, really. You have, X is kind of your traditional slasher movie. Pearl is more of a character study and, a character's demise into kind of this wild persona that she becomes. And then, MaXXXine is kind of more of a thriller and, kind of a murder mystery. Again, still very good movie, just very different than the first two. I would say, as I mentioned a little bit earlier in this, X is kind of a little bit better for me than Pearl, but not by much. And then MaXXXine is definitely the third best of the trilogy. Ty West returns again. It's a good script, very good acting. Just again, 80s movies, anything set in the 80s, I love it. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. Overall, the entire trilogy is really good. I don't know if they'll do any more. There was no post-credit scene. I'll just tell you that now, so you don't have to wait around in the theaters. But great set of movies altogether. Mia Goth is pretty amazing in all three of these. This was just a very good trilogy, start to finish. I think I enjoyed the fact that they were a little bit different stylistically. They take place in different eras, which is always fun, and almost it's different characters, right? Yet X kind of focuses a little bit on MaXXXine and the group. Then you have Pearl focusing just on Pearl, and then we're back at MaXXXine, and it's focusing on not just her, but kind of these side characters that are her friends that are being killed off, and the detectives and the film director of the horror movie and the actresses in that. So again, very good movie. I'd probably give it about maybe 4 stars. Not the best of the three, but still very good, holds up with the others, and just very good storytelling overall. Let me know if you guys have seen all three of these and what your thoughts are down in the comments below. Please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification so you get notified of more videos that I drop, and I'll catch you guys next time.